If you run a service-based business in the online space, or if you're a sales agency helping other businesses with their sales process, sales infrastructure, one of the biggest issues going on in the industry right now is a high no-show rate. You ever wonder how you're able to book 10 meetings a day or 20 meetings a day and not even 50% of them show up? That's because you have holes in your sales process, all right? Sales process is a process taking a lead to a book call and a book call to a close. The first half of the process, which is taking a lead, booking them to a call, and then making sure they show up to the call so the closer has a good number of opportunities to make more deals. That is what we're going to go over today. How to skyrocket your show rate. All right, my name is Baaz Virk. I run revenuegrowth.io. We're a sales agency working with 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs and businesses, helping them build out their sales process and infrastructures. And we also recently started partnering with sales reps in different verticals so we can build sales agencies and infrastructures in multiple verticals and make a lot of money together. That being said, let's dive into a sales process where your show rate is going to be through the roof. Again, subscribe, like, share, all that good noise. Let's dive in. All right, so bringing down no-shows. I'm gonna go over this sales process, assuming you're running ads, and we're not gonna go over the marketing side of things, just assuming you're running ads from an opt-in and you're having trouble people showing up to the appointments. Now, quick caveat, in order to have no-shows decrease, you can't just add one thing, okay? By doing this one thing, your no-show rate goes down and your show rate goes up. You have to have the entire sales process dialed in. And if one piece or two pieces or whatever is missing, that's going to affect how often or how much your no-show rate is affected or how many people end up showing on your appointment. So step one, let's say, again, you're running ad. I'm not going to go through this, maybe another video, but here, opt-in page. Our goal here is to strictly just collect data. Right, let me move myself here. Is to collect data, name, email, phone number, right? We want to collect this from as many people as possible because you're putting money behind ads, right? You want to make sure you're collecting all their data. That's all we really want right now from all your prospects. Then ideally you have automations for text or SMS. Hey, just got your name. I don't want to get too much into the automation or automated text and stuff, but hey, just got your info. We'll call you in a bit. That's it. Something simple, right? You have text automations. You also want to have an email sequence that at least 8 to 10 weeks that you end up staying on top of mind, right? Ideally, you're sending out an email every single day or 5 to 6 times a week. But you also want to have an email sequence that gives them the breakdown of what it is you do, how you do, so on and so forth. And then you want to have phone setters who can call the lead 5 minutes after they opt in. Okay, the goal for all of this is to just book a sales call, right? This is the first step, right? All we're trying to do is triage or qualify them with phone setters. Email sequence, same thing. They can book a sales call or book a triage call, and I'll get into that in a second here, depending on the sales process you have, how many filters you want to add, and then automations as well as manual text. Again, goal to book a sales call. Next step is to sell them on your process, on your unique mechanism. Excuse me. And we do this, two things you have to do. You have to give them true market insight, and then you have to sell them on yourself. All right, you have to sell yourself and the results you've produced in the past for them to even pay attention to the entire video sales letter, which is probably 10, 15, 20 minutes. And then true market insight means the actual stuff you're doing currently to solve a problem. Don't gatekeep anything. Give them all the information because information is readily available. You have to give away the valuable how-to and then sell the process. Now, if they're not being redirected from your opt-in page to this, that's fine. Your setters can also direct them to this unique mechanism. All right. Next step is the booking page, right? Or the CTA, whatever you have. After they've seen the VSL or after your setter has sent them the VSL or whatever your sales process is, direct to closers calendar and direct to triage calendars. Two way you can go on this. And really comes down on your marketing and your lead flow. If you have very good lead flow, a lot of people opting in, that means your offer is dialed in and a lot of people want what you have. You might want to add in a triage calendar because it's just another filtration layer before people make it to the closers calendar. If your offer isn't as dialed in, which is fine, you can connect the closers calendar directly on the back end of the ads And again, you automate the resources that are being sent out, which I'll go over here. And then the closer has to qualify the application. A totally different video, but the closer would have to qualify the application as well as the prospect, whoever books in. And then you have a confirmation cadence that's done by a different team member, ideally a setter. If you have a triage calendar, then you have a confirmation, again, done by, this one's actually done by the triagers themselves. Uh, Qualifying leads, exposing to more education and content, which we'll talk about before they show up to the sales call. You can send them the value, send them sales assets, send resources, and then you book to a closer's calendar. Now, between the time the setter, same thing here, right? If the setter here books them onto the calendar, you want to do the same thing. They're qualifying, they're exposing more education, more content, sending assets. Even here, the ones that qualify it, you still have to do the confirmation. Someone else has to do the confirmation once someone books a call. But as they book the sales call, everyone goes through this process. This is the last process, which has really helped us across multiple sales teams improve show rates. So you want to give out as much info on the offer as possible. You'll have some people that just cancel themselves, which is fine. And then you have other people that ask you more questions, which is better because now they're engaging. You want to send them testimonials, case studies, FAQs. Usually your closer will be able to tell you all the FAQs, all the objections your closer is actually currently getting on their sales calls. Throw them in the FAQs, pre-handle as much of the stuff as you can. And then your VSL, your unique proposition, other selling to many sales assets that you might have. And then we want to put every single sales call to the call reminder cadence. Now, the two main things I implement across every single sales team, and this is non-negotiable, any sales call that is booked, the night before and the morning of, they have to be confirmed. The person has to pick up the phone and confirm they will be there. In the event they don't confirm it, 120 minutes, 2 hours before the call, we have a setter calling them. Whoever set the call is calling them 2 hours before. These are automating reminders. Obviously, you have automations going out. You have email automations going out. You have call automation, text automations going out, making sure they remember the call. But we also have manual people calling them, manually calling all our sales calls. 2 hours before, an hour before, if they still don't answer, 30 minutes before, 15 minutes before, 5 minutes before, and during the call, the closer will blast their phone. One thing that really helps us out here is using a power dialer or a software where you can use a local phone number to your prospect. So that's something you might want to invest into. It's a little bit of money, but it's worth it for us. So that is the process of how you can take a complete stranger who just saw an ad to make sure they actually show up to your call. Right now, I know people that just implement this part and they'll skip all this other first-hand stuff. And again, your no-show is not going to improve just because you're calling them or anything like that. Entire sales process has to be dialed in depending on what your sales process is and how long your sales process is, how long you want it. Your marketing and your lead flow will affect a lot of it, how many friction levels you can have on it. But hopefully this helps you reduce your no-shows. And that's it for this one. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.